So good afternoon, everybody. It is Tracy Valko from Valko Financial, and this is our May month of community reach out. I am so excited to have our local author in town, Carolyn Huizinga Mills, with us. I hope I pronounced that right, Carolyn. You can correct me if I was wrong there. But I'm just going to give a bit of bio, Carolyn, and then we can just really dive into a lot of these great questions that I know probably so many people in the audience listening to this right now would really want to know the answers of. So Carolyn here is an author, a grade 7 teacher as well. So a busy, busy woman, wife and mother of 2 children. Carolyn grew up in Calgary, Alberta, and now lives here in southwestern Ontario with her family. Carolyn began short stories in 2017, and then she wrote her first picture book, The Little Boy Who Lived Down the Drain, and that was chosen in 2018 for the Blue Spruce Honor Book. So congratulations for that. I read that. It's such a cute read. I absolutely adored it. Now, you have a second picture book that you're actually writing right now that's going to be complete shortly?
It's complete. It's just at the publishers right now waiting for
Okay,
illustrations. So it's called
excellent.
Grandpa's Stars.
I can't wait for that. So you're going to have to give us a little bit more information on that when that's coming out. But I'm here to discuss your first novel, which you just recently published in March of this year, so 2021. And this is a crime, it's a fiction book, and it's like a crime thriller book. And it was, I got to tell you, I read it and I could not put it down. It was a fabulous read. So congratulations, Carolyn, for that.
Thank you.
So I
Glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was so great. So thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're a busy lady, and I really appreciate you taking the time. There's so many people that I've talked to over the years about having great ideas of writing a book and a children's book or a novel and how they actually do that. And I really want to start from the beginning of this to say, like, when did you actually think of that idea of wanting to be an author? Was it when you were younger? Was it, more recent in the last few years? Kind of maybe go through that journey with us.
Sure. I think I wanted to be an author ever since I was a little kid,
Yeah.
especially after reading, and I always go back to this book, Emily of New Moon by Ella Montgomery. That was a book that just lit a fire in me and made me want to be a writer. I actually started The Little Boy Who Lived Down the Drain before I had kids, and my oldest is now 13. So that gives you a bit of an idea of how long it took me to have the idea and write a book that was saleable. So I wrote different drafts of it, and I didn't really do much with it because I was just doing it for fun.
Mhm.
And then eventually it got to a point where I thought maybe this could actually be a real book. So I started sending it out, and then it got rejected a lot. And then I reworked it over and over. And then eventually I got it to a point where it was a completely different story than it had started out as. And that's when I was able to sell it. So that was how the real publishing journey began. That was my very first book. So that was really exciting. But while I was writing that picture book, and I've been working on several others, I always really wanted to write a novel.
Mhm.
And I think I found the novel daunting, where the picture book was such a smaller project to be working on. Like I could see the beginning and the end in one sitting, whereas with a novel, it just seemed so massive, and
Mhm.
um, I didn't know how to even do it, how to begin. But I was working on a novel all the time. I was working on that picture book as well, just sort of in the background. And so now finally my novels are actually coming to fruition as well. So
Such a incredible journey. And I really want to kind of dive into that piece. You went from children's books to a novel, and not just a novel, but a real thriller. Um, let's talk, like, where did you find, when was that time where you thought you would pivot into that transition of writing such a novel like this?
I don't know that I really saw it as pivoting. It was just something else I really wanted to do. So for me, they were always in tandem. So it wasn't did this and then pivoted and did the other. While I was writing The Good Son, I was also writing Grandpa's Stars, which is the next picture book, and it's not dark. The Little Boy Who Lived Down the Drain is sort of a fun story. Grandpa's Stars is more poignant. But then, as you mentioned, The Good Son is a novel. Is Actually, I just had a review come out that called it smart noir. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was that dark. But um, even from the cover, you can tell it's kind of even has a darker cover to match the theme.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see it as a pivot, but I was definitely working on the novels at the same time as I was writing the picture books. They were both happening at the same time.